Hello, and welcome to my second Broken Binding unboxing in a row. I just did the unboxing for The Dark Forest by Cixin Liu, which was the December sci-fi title. And now I bring you part one of Green Angel Tower, if I could speak English, by Tad Williams, which is the December title for the fantasy subscription series. It is part one of The Green Angel Tower, which is the final volume in the original Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn trilogy by Tad Williams. Not science fiction, a fantasy masterpiece back in the 90s. And a hefty beast as well. Of course, unlike the sci-fi subtitles, we do get bookmarks for these ones. This is To Green Angel Tower Siege, which is part one, December 2024. I'm a little bit late, so here we are a week into 2025 when I'm getting this. Nice little quote on the back saying, "When you stare at something too long, you lose sight of other things that are just as important." Very nice bookmark there. Of course, we have a nice little wafer sticker on top, Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn, to describe the series. And let's dive in. Now, one thing that I have noted, and many people have noted with this series thus far from the Broken Binding, the text is absolutely huge, and you will see for yourself in just a moment. Of course, right off the bat, we're going to notice Jeff Brown's gorgeous artwork. Just stunning. Look at that painting. Let's get beneath the boards and see what we got. Wow. A man who will not listen carefully to advice honestly given is a fool. Of course, a man who blindly takes any advice he receives is a bigger fool. Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn, Book 3, To Green Angel Tower, Siege. Very, very nice. Jeff Brown's artwork. Who did the Endpapers for this one? We've got Christopher Cant and Peng Lu. Of course, we have interior artwork by Raphael Pinna as well. So in addition to Christopher Cant and Peng Lu, we also have Mark Simonetti, who did some of the Endpaper artwork for this series, for the Broken Binding. They're kind of bouncing between all of them. It's exceptional artwork. I love that. Full color beauties. The interior artwork is not full color. Raphael Pinna's artwork is black and white, which is slightly problematic when you're trying to find it, if you're trying to flip through like a video for this, but I'll do my best. This is number 805 of 1,500 numbered copies, of course, signed by Tad Williams. There are plenty of folks out there who are on the Tier 2 of the fantasy subscription who will have copies that are unnumbered and unsigned, but just as beautiful in terms of the artwork. So there we have our sprayed edges. Look at that. Now, we are finding our original trilogy coming to a close. Yeah, you see that text? That text is massive. So, a word for why the text is massive. This is the same text block that is normally used for the mass market paperbacks. So you have to think, which is then scaled up to this hardcover size. So if you think that this is, back to a different kind of fraction of this size, then it's going to look like regular text. But when it's blown up like this, you get what almost looks like large print, which makes a already massive novel even more massive. I mean, this novel clocks in at 520,000 words. This novel is a beast. We're talking over 1,000 pages for just a single novel. So, well, it makes perfect sense for this to be split up into 2 volumes. And, there's a piece of artwork. So, try to showcase all of Pinna's artwork in here. Unfortunately, I might miss a piece or two just because it's kind of hard to see the artwork when you're flipping through, which is just a matter of it being, printed on the pages such as it is. If you want a fancier edition of this, you are going to have to spend a pretty penny, but Grim Oak Press is doing their own edition, where it's going to be a little bit larger in size than this. The text won't be as massive, or it shouldn't be as massive. But what's going to be nice about that is the artwork, which is Donato Giancarlo. I just said his name backwards. I don't know why. Donato is his last name. But we're going fancy European way, right? I'm going to flip the names, the surnames and such. Donato is doing the artwork for that. He does an exceptional job. They are also splitting into 2 volumes, which is still a very nice touch. But it's going to be a little pricier. I mean, that is like, God, it's like $380 for the 2-volume set. But it will have bonded leather covers, sewn binding, full color plate artwork. I mean, I know that Grimoc is frequently criticized for their paper quality. It's not quite up to snuff compared to other small presses, which is a shame. But they are the ones in the U.S. that have the ear of DAW Books, so DAW. So it's kind of one of those things where the DAW is probably has their thumb on the scale. I mean, they really haven't done small press work or, outsourced their books in the U.S. for special editions. It's almost like an untouched territory. But Grimoc Press has their ear. They've done Name of the Wind. They've done Ted Williams. Oh, I feel like there was another title they're doing from DAW as well, but did I just say, I said they're doing Tad Williams? I said Name of the Wind. I was going to say, the Patrick Rothfuss books, which, they're going to be pricier. Not sure if it's necessarily because of Grimoc or if it's because of DAW in particular, but let's blame the big publisher. It's easier to blame them than the little guys. I do actually have a copy of that on order because I had started down that line. I had ordered the Dragon Bone chair back before Broken Binding had announced their own versions. But I am personally a fan of the nice sewn bindings as well, even though I do prefer cloth binding over a bonded leather, but this is neither. This is just like, papery binding, so this isn't doing any favors either. But I do have the unboxings for Dragon Bone Chair and Stone of Farewell from Grimoc on my channel if you want to check those out, as well as, of course, all the Broken Binding fantasy titles. I've been on it since book number 1, which was The Blade itself. So if you want to continue watching these Broken Binding unboxings or plenty of other unboxings, please consider subscribing to the channel. I will continue to do these month after month or bi-monthly, every 2 months, for the science fiction series, because I am on that line as well, and I'm thrilled to be on it. But I also do support as many small presses as I possibly can, including Grimoc Press, including Suntop, Subterranean Press, and some of the fine presses as well. And I also do at least 1 book review a week. So once I do eventually read To Green Angel Tower, I will do a book review on this channel. So anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. There's a huge wait list for these fantasy subscriptions, but you can find that wait list on thebrokenbindingsub.com. I was going to show you the website on the bookmark, but it's not on the bookmark. But they have plenty of other special editions on that website that you do not need to be on the subscription line in order to purchase. You won't be able to buy, the fantasy or sci-fi subscription books, but plenty of other ones to hold you over. So anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Check out the Broken Binding, and we'll see you around next time.